Welcome to World Travel Made Easy with Itinerary Boss, the podcast for busy professionals, entrepreneurs, and business owners who want to travel smarter, save money, and plan unforgettable trips without the stress. I'm Ross, your host and the founder of Itinerary Boss. I spent a decade building a career in healthcare, software, and medical device sales while planning both personal and business trips across more than 20 countries. Whether it was group getaways with friends, couples trips, or just mapping out business territories, I became the go-to person for saving money on flights, organizing those logistics, and using points to elevate the experience. Now, as an entrepreneur and business owner, I help others do the same by showing you how to travel better using points, smart planning, and those proven strategies. Each week, we bring you expert guests, step-by-step tutorials on points and miles, and real-world itineraries that we've used to help you plan with confidence. Whether it's using points to travel better, exploring a new destination, or just learning how to maximize your spending, we've got you covered. Before we dive in, go ahead and grab one of our free tools in the show notes. One, the points and miles cheat sheet that'll help you get started earning and redeeming points to save thousands on travel, or the stress-free travel toolkit that includes a budget guide, packing checklist, and planning tips to save you time and hassle. If you're a business owner, entrepreneur, or busy professional looking to choose your next credit card or get help maximizing your everyday spending for rewards and booking free travel, book a free one-on-one consultation. You can find the link within the show notes or head over to itineraryboss.com. And if this episode helps you, please share it with a friend or family member, follow the show, and leave a 5-star review. It's the best way that helps us grow. Now, let's get into today's episode. All right. So, today I'm going to share how we're going to get from Raleigh to over to London and then back to Dublin. So Lauren is trying to do, so they're doing a trip over to London. They want to go to a Liverpool match. They're going to go they're going to fly into London, head up to Liverpool. They also want to visit London, and then they want to head over to Galway and Dublin. The good
Mhm.
thing is I've been to three of those places and I have a couple podcast starter episodes, but just to make it simple, so one of our favorite tools to use is Seats.Arrow. So this is how we can track how to get over there on points. So you would just come in here. I actually pay for the pro version. So if you pay for the pro version, you're able to search out a year. If you just have the standard free version, you can search out 60 days. I love the pro version just because then you can, search and get business class flights, that availability so far out in advance. So that's kind of a game changer. But if you were to just come in here, what's nice is, so since you have a pretty tight schedule, since you'd have to fly out on the 29th, you would have to
Mhm.
choose, right? You would choose the departure date, 29th. You could then do one day. So it would show like, okay, the 28th, 29th, 30th. But if you were filtering and you had a, flexible schedule, then you could, if you were searching for like business award availability, you were more flexible and you just wanted to toy around with, hey, we're thinking about going to these places. How do we do that? That's how you could do that. So if
Oh,
you come
nice.
into here, you would just pick, since you guys are on that tight schedule, you pick RDU, so Raleigh. And the nice thing is the places you're going are, you can get direct flights from. So we'll just choose that. You want to fly to London, so we'll do that. Also, advanced filters, so you could do only direct flights if you wanted to do that. If you want to do taxes and fees, London is pretty notorious for some higher taxes and fees if you're flying on British Airways, so that's something to keep in mind. But if you are okay with, if you're paying with points, you're like, okay, we're cool to pay $200 or $300 for tax and fees, and then you could just show those flights. So then that'll populate for us. You can see that if you have American points, you can get there directly. So that's a 7.5 hour flight. That would get you, that'd be a red eye. But 27,000 points on American, that's not really that bad. So you could do that. If you had Alaska miles, you could do those. Those are direct as well. And then Qantas, and this is what's nice is you can see the different where they're charging taxes and fees. So like Qantas, you have that $238 tax and fee, so that's not going to be that great. But this, right, that may be good since it has that $18. But the nice thing is, since it's American and it's 27,000 points and only that $5 tax and fees, that's actually a pretty good deal. So just going through there, that's a pretty simple way to do that. And this is a very straightforward booking. But if you were to want to do, if you're trying to go somewhere else and you wanted to fly business and you had just kind of flexibility. If you're looking out into next year, you could start to mess around with it and say, you know what, we want to fly the top business class and we want to fly, right? We don't really care where we fly out of. You could do American Airlines major hubs. You could do United. I don't know, it's not popping up. UAH. Yep. And then you could just put, Europe or anything like that or specific destinations, and then that would give you a lot more. And then you could just
Hmm.
populate those. So you could have more flexibility there. But then what we can do is if you wanted to fly home from Dublin to Raleigh, and then you guys wanted to do that, was there any specific dates you wanted to come back on, or do you have flexibility?
Yeah, we have some flexibility, but ideally looking at like September, hold on, my calendar. Probably September 9th, but we do have some flexibility with the day before or after.
Okay, cool. We'll do September 9th. And then I'll just do 3 days. And I also put London in there just because
Yeah,
there's a good, if you guys had to get from Dublin to London and there was a direct or just a better flight option that was super cheap,
yeah.
check out that flexibility. So you said the 9th. Okay. Okay, you got the 208 in taxes and fees. Oh, that's steep. Okay, let's see. Yeah, 208 in taxes and fees if you wanted to pay with points. Also, if you found, like, if you saw that they were cheaper flights and you wanted to pay with cash, there's options there. And you could just
Okay.
go, yeah, so you could also just go since these are more expensive. But it just depends. I mean, the nice thing is you can get back from London direct. What we could do too is we have that only direct, so that's why it's not
Hmm.
showing. I was like, where's Dublin? So we'll do this. We'll see what pops up for Dublin. Okay, so that's not as bad if you were to have, if you have Alaska miles. So you do have the ability to, I know you have a lot of American Express points. So if you wanted to use some of Hey, I wanted to take a quick break to say thank you so much for tuning into the show. The only way the show grows is through listeners like you helping us share it. So if you're enjoying the show, it'd mean the world to me if you hit that 5-star rating, shared it with a friend or family member who's ready to travel more, save money, or just needs a little bit more inspiration and that nudge. And if you're posting about it on Instagram, go ahead and tag Itinerary Boss, and we'll make sure to reshare it and shout you out for giving us a shout out. Thanks so much for the support. It truly means a lot. And now back with the show. Some of those, you could transfer those over to, you would have to sign up for a Hawaiian Airlines account and then Alaska, and then combine those, and you could transfer those before, as we're recording, it's June 25th. That ends on June 30th. But you could transfer.
So this is really good to know. So that's what I think I need some help with is like I do have a fair bit of Amex points, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure about the process of like so it's Hawaiian Airlines, you said?
Yep. So you would open Hawaiian Airlines. So you would just go on there and unfortunately, this isn't going to be super valuable for people who watch this after June 30th. But so you would just go on here, you would create a Hawaiian Miles account. You then would also create a Alaska Airlines account, and then you would combine those. And that's a pretty simple, straightforward process. You just join
Okay.
for free. And then from there, when you go into your Amex portal, it'll say transfer to partners, and it will show. I don't have any Amex cards, so I can't log in, but
Hmm.
it'll then show like connect those two, and then it'll show transfer to partners. So if you guys were looking, let's just say at these flights home and you're like, okay, cool. That's, from Dublin, that's $63, but it's, 22,000 points. I think you said you have hundreds of thousands of points. Like that's nothing. So that's a great.
Yeah.
So like round trip, you'd probably looking at the flight over there was 27,000. So you're looking at like 55,000 to get over there with $11.20 in taxes and fees. And then coming home, well, that's on the 6th. So let's look at what was the date? I'm sorry.
The ninth.
Okay, cool. Let me pop this over and then we'll just go to the 9th. Okay, cool. Okay, so the 8th. Let's see. Okay, cool. So you still have the same type of deal. 9 seats, plenty of availability. So you could do that one as well. So there's a
Okay.
couple. Yeah. So I think Alaska, since you have that and you could take advantage of this, this is a great option. I would
I was
look.
gonna say I might want to move quickly on that if that
Yeah,
is
yeah, for sure. But the nice thing is I mean, when you're looking at this, you're not going after business class seats. There's 9 seats available, so you just have that June 30th ticker.
yeah,
So just make sure you transfer over those, just the Alaska ones. But if you have others where you have other trips coming up and you'd want to fly Alaska, I mean, you could, I don't say speculatively transfer anything over, but you could have that option too. If
yeah.
you're like, you know what, there's Alaska flights that go out of Raleigh. I know for Charlotte, there's a ton because we're an American hub and Charlotte's part of that One World Alliance.
Hmm.
So like Alaska points, if I had Amex, I'd be transferring all mine over.
Okay, good to know.
Yep. And while we're in here, just if you like say for example, Alaska didn't have flights. Like Flying Blue is another really good one. So is Virgin. So you can transfer over there. You can see like 12,000 points. There were some pretty wild deals earlier this year that were like 5,000 points to get from JFK to London. And it was like 30,000 in business class. So like looking at these, that's
Yeah.
transferring those transferable points like American Express, those ultimate rewards from Chase as well as Capital One, like those transfer partners are going to be huge.
So the Virgin and Flying Blue are transfer partners.
Yeah, and Flying Blue is
Okay.
awesome because they run some really good transfer bonuses throughout the year. And they have, like, if you're trying to go to Europe, they have some really good options to get over there. And they're always doing award availability, transfer partners, like 25%, 20% bonuses with some of the biggest banks. So, yeah, Virgin, Flying Blue are great. And then United obviously is one that you know.
Can
And
you just explain, so for the, is it that I need would transfer my Amex points to Hawaiian Airlines, then transfer my Hawaiian Airlines points to Alaska? Is that
yeah.
what you were saying? Okay.
Yeah. So sign up for both those. So sign
Hmm.
up for Hawaiian, sign up for Alaska. There should be something. I haven't done this just because
I saw something about it too. Yeah.
yeah, there should be plenty of tutorials. Like the points guy will have them. Anyone who's big in the space, who's more Amex heavy. But yeah, you can
Hmm.
connect those two and then decide how many points you want to send over.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, those Virgin and Flying Blue options also look pretty
Yeah.
solid. Higher fees, but
Yeah.
low points. So I'll
Yeah.
take a look at those too.
And then just since we're on here, Qantas is another one that like I think I spent 40,000 points for 4 different flights within the United States because they had a 30% transfer bonus from Capital One. And Qantas is part of the One World Alliance, which is what's a part of like American, British Airways, Qatar, like all of those. So
Okay.
the Qantas flights that I'm flying on are operated by American. So
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
so someone could book the same flight on American and I book the same one on Qantas, but I can use my Capital One, right, my Chase, those type of points to book it and
Gotcha. Okay.
transfer bonuses. So while we're here, just showing you that, I feel like that's helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Well, happy to help once you guys find those flights if you have any other questions. And then I want
Yeah.
to show, so then here, this is a new tool. I know I was telling you about this, but this is a new tool that it's honestly a game changer. I wish I had this when I
Oh,
was traveling. for work a lot. Obviously, now I'm going to do it personally, but so pretty much when you sign up, you're going to earn 3% cash back on all your stays, and they're booked directly with the hotel. So you're not doing like Expedia, you're not doing Travelocity, you're not
Okay.
doing like your online travel agencies, where then you're like put at the bottom of the list of the hotel guests.
Yeah.
You're booking directly through, so you're getting status, you're getting the points, but also what I really like is, so let's do Liverpool, and then you guys would want to,
The 29th and then leaving on the 1st or
okay,
31st, whatever, how many days are in the month. So be checking the 29th, leaving the 31st.
31st, okay, cool. 29th, 31st for two people. So then this will search, and this will give you like a map view. So this has, let me make sure I have all. One other thing. So you could go all loyalty brands. So you could choose credit card loyalty, right? So Bill, Chase, Capital One, Amex, hotel loyalty. So any of these. So like we like to stay at Hyatt's. We use our, ultimate rewards there to transfer over. But this is nice because not only does this give you, right, it takes out the headache of like, great, I got to go into Google Maps and decide like where do I want to stay, right? So you pretty much
Yeah.
can search the best place to stay here, and then you can zoom out, and then you can say, you know what, this is probably like, okay, we'll just say this is the top place, like area
Hmm.
to stay. It'll also then, you could click on that, but what I really like is it shows you all the different, so the nights, so the cash price per night, but also the points, cents per point night. So it'll
Hmm.
highlight like, is this a good deal or not? And that's
Okay.
what's really nice. So we'll do points. So it'll show you that. And it'll also give you the stars. So it's nice because you get to see, okay, where is this located? What's it ranked, as well as what's the cash price. So not a lot
Very
on
cool.
here that have a good cents per point. But if you were to have, right, if you had like free nights, if you had, um, the credit card with those, you could, use those. So that's
I
just,
was gonna ask you about, because I know you said you've been using Hyatt a lot more lately. Like I've had the Marriott Bonvoy boundless card
Mhm.
for a while, and with Amex, I get status at Marriott. But the boundless is really good when you first open it. Now I just get like one free night a year, basically. So I wasn't sure. Do you did you open an additional card that was Hyatt specific, or are you only using your Ultimate Rewards and Capital One points as a transfer partner?
Yeah, so Capital One won't transfer over to Hyatt. That's
Okay.
only going to be Ultimate Rewards through Chase. But what we did is we usually will save a lot of our Ultimate Rewards to use for hotels. And then
Hmm.
Capital One, we both have Capital One cards. We have a lot of points there. We use those to transfer for a lot of like our airlines. But like,
Okay.
for example, for you, if all of your points are in American Express, and then you wanted to get a card that had like four of your Sapphire Preferred, you could solely use those points for Hyatt and transfer those over. But then also, if you're like, you know what, we have a lot of trips coming up, we want to stay in hotels, like if there's specific places that have a lot of Hyatts, then you could open one of those co-branded cards. And that's something that we do have. We opened one before our wedding, because
Which one did you do?
it's the World of Hyatt credit card.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to do that because I have a fair bit of Ultimate Rewards points, so that kind of makes the most sense to me, is exactly what you said, like using our Amex for flights and then using the Ultimate Rewards where we can for hotels. I think I might have like one free night on Marriott, but then maybe opening a Hyatt card too, so then I could like, double down on um that with my Ultimate Rewards card.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's so like Liverpool, there's going to be less, but like once you get into, so we'll just obviously London's a lot bigger and you're going to have more options.
Hmm.
Let's just say okay, you want to use only these points and you only want to do World of Hyatt, you could then filter that down, which is great. And then you could come in here and say, Andes is a great one, right? This
Hmm.
is Liverpool Street, depending on where you want to stay. But this is, I mean, you're getting great deals here. You're getting 2 cents per point, 2.3. So like these, so some of these are really good. And then once you kind of filter in, okay, where do we want to stay? If we want to
Yeah.
stay in some of these Hyatts, like that's then when you can kind of build that out and you can see, right, these dates it's available. So then you could go ahead and book through that. And then you would have, since you'd have your points and your loyalty programs already linked up there, you'd have all those right here.
So you can, yes, using this, I can like sync all of my rewards accounts and it will like have that data here
Exactly.
basically to take. Okay, that's awesome.
It's awesome. It doesn't take your credit card, like your actual bank information, which I like. So it has just your loyalty program. So
Yeah.
like, if you have, for example, um, let's say, for example, before you book, I would transfer over those points to Hyatt, or since I have, right, 100,000 plus IHG rewards, about 45,000 in Hyatt right now, like that's what it's calculating.
Hmm.
Yep. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's
it's awesome. I mean, I when I saw the tool and I heard Skylar, the CEO, founder on the podcast, I was like, this is like a game changer.
yeah, that's very cool. Is I can't remember, did you say this is a free version or you're using a paid version of this?
No, so this is a free version. And then
Oh, nice.
for, yeah, since I'm a partner there, usually it's 3% cash back, but we have an elevated offer that for free, we just use our link and then you get 5% cash back for every hotel that you stay for over the
Oh,
next year, which is awesome because you're earning
yeah.
points, you're getting the loyalty and you're getting the cash back. So it's like, for me, I'm waiting till I have a couple trade shows coming up and I just got a new business card that I'm using that I'm going to get, 90,000 points off the welcome offer.
Hmm.
It's expenses, but also travel. And like, I'm waiting to then book those three hotels through here so I can get that right 5% back.
Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
We can just do Galway, but that's what's nice is it's very just intuitive, right? You can, and I think I have it just filtered for, we'll do all. Galway's probably going to be a little bit less. But that's the
Okay.
nice thing too. You can go find Galway's going to be a lot cheaper, right, than your bigger
Hmm.
cities. So it's like if you have to pay cash
Yeah.
for any of those, so let's see. Uh, let's do those dates. But yeah, and I have places that we stayed in Galway that I can, well, we stayed in a hostel, so I don't know if you guys want to get six guys in the hostel.
Yeah, you when last time you went there, I think you were in a little bit of a different life situation. So
But I'll send you the location we stayed because
yeah.
that's like prime location to all the pubs, the center area, walking, just everything. It's small, so it's easy to get around.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my good friends from college, her husband, his family is Irish and they go to Galway every year. So like she's already
Oh,
sent me a ton of stuff too, but like any recommendations for there, yeah, and Dublin and then yeah, London. I mean, there's just so many options.
yeah.
So I'm open to all the recommendations.
I'll send you what we did in London, just because that was what 2019 versus 2013. So golf
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of a shift. So I definitely go.
Yeah.
Here we go. So yeah, Dublin, you could. Let's go back. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple, easy to use. This is a great tool. And then what I do like too, something that they just did, like if you're like Airbnb, kind of how they built like these cool experiences. So if you're like, you know
Hmm.
what, this is what I'm looking for, you can come up here. Like we want to take Morty on a little vacation, a little weekend
Little
trip. So you can be pet
European trip.
friendly. So it is cool. They're building out this type of
Yeah.
things. So it's a good tool. And then Rooms.Arrow is another one. It's same thing as Seats.Arrow, but it's what you can do, and you can then come filter in, right? If you want to do Marriott Bonvoy, Hyatt, Hilton, IHG, and then you can kind of search. So this is nice if you're just like I was messing around thinking like, okay, we have a bunch of points we want to use for Hyatt. Like, do we want to do an anniversary trip? Or if we were like, if we wanted to go, a place like South Africa, or if our friends are getting married in Portugal, like what are some, because right now it looks like Gondola only searches, um, no, okay, so flexible, it only searches 4 months out, but
Okay.
dates you can search further out. But Rooms.air is just
Okay.
another good resource tool in your tool belt to use.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Any other questions for on here?
I don't think so. Yeah, this is super helpful. I'll definitely reach out if I'm like a little bit confused with some of the transfer stuff because I'm a little bit newer with finding like the best deals, but honestly this seems seems to make it pretty straightforward. So yeah, I think I'll be probably good. I just need to do my research now and get our dates firmed up. But if I have any questions, I'll let you know. But this is really, really helpful to help get us started.
Cool. Yeah, I'm here to help.
All right. Well,